with Alex Wollerton after a hard-fought, feisty at times 1-1 draw. How do you pick the bones out of that?
Well, first emotion is disappointment, really, especially going 1-0 up on the front foot. I think in the second half we should just put them to bed and not invite the pressure on as much, and then ultimately that's where the goal comes from.
It was difficult seeing out a game. Their only real threat seemed to be from set pieces.
Yeah, it's hard to avoid that when we was on the back foot in the second half, and crosses and the diags were coming in. We sort of found ourselves on the back foot, but I think in the last 30 minutes or so of the game, we sort of invited it too much, and ultimately, if you give too many away, one went in like it did today.
But had the chances again to put the game to bed. Is that something we still need to work on?
I think so, yeah, and I think it's definitely coming. Like we was good on the counter last week at Lancaster, and in training, we see good patterns, and it's definitely coming. I think, just like I said, I think we seem to get that one goal, and maybe take off the back foot. Whereas if we can push on from that, we can definitely put teams to bed. But I think it's definitely improving, and I think once we have that game where 1, 2, 3 sort of come in, then it can hopefully set us off for the future weeks.
It did look like if we could have got a second today, Ashton could have imploded a little bit.
Yeah, and obviously we knew that from going into the game, their league position. We thought if we could get the first goal and sort of put the game to bed, then we could have started playing more of our stuff on the ball and stuff like that. But it was just a shame that in the second half we sort of allowed them to get back into the game. But I think it's definitely coming. We just need to get out of the habit in the second half of going 1-0 up and then letting teams get onto us a little bit.
But I think we've got to stand that on its head a little bit as well. And for the amount of pressure we were under, we have managed to extend it to 5 games unbeaten.
That's it, and as much as we're disappointed that we've not got the 3 points, it just shows how far we've come from the start of the year. What is it now? It's like four unbeaten from home, and we've got our first away win on the roads last week. We're definitely on an upward curve, and it just shows how far we've come. That we're disappointed with not all the 3 points today, and I think we're only going to keep improving. And hopefully, come Christmas, we'll be in a higher league position.
And just finally, how are you enjoying it yourself? An extended run in the team?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying my football at the moment. Hopefully, I just want to keep getting better and better. I feel like I'm doing well, but I also want to kick on even more, just like the team does. We're doing well at the moment, but I think we've got even higher aspirations, and we've got a lot of young lads in the group with big ambitions, and hopefully we can come together as a collective and kick on.
All the best. Cheers.
Cheers.